Okay, in this tutorial, I'm going to be doing a wet shaker. So what that means is it's going to be a liquid-filled badge reel that has 3 pieces together, and you're going to shake it kind of like a snow globe. So it's basically a snow globe badge reel. I started off with a 1/16 acrylic piece. I just took the paper backing off, just like you normally would before working with your acrylic piece. And I am putting an entire thin coat of UV resin on here, covering the entire badge reel. And this is just clear UV resin. That is Resin Rockers brand UV resin. And this is just clear UV Resin Rockers resin with nothing mixed in. I just placed that directly onto that badge reel. Okay, this is the second piece that you'll need for your shaker badge reel. This, as you can see, this is cut out. There's an outline around here. I still have the paper backing on it, and I'm going to explain to you why. I'm going to take these like wire cutters and I'm going to nip a little hole in here because we're going to fill this with some liquid later. So I need to make sure that I have a little spot for my needle tip bottle. With that being said, you need to be very careful because these will fly whenever you cut the second time. There's a tendency that these acrylic pieces will pop away. So just be careful with that. You might want to use some safety glasses or safety goggles or something to that effect. Also to note, I still have the paper backing on these. That's to help keep the acrylic from breaking whenever I snip it. I found that whenever I took the backing off and then snipped it, I had a higher probability of this breaking. So I'm just going to take these. I'm going to apply some pressure. I'm going to cut it. Next, I'm going to probably just about 1/16 of an inch, to be honest with you. And I'm going to snap that. So you'll see now that this opens and closes, and there's just a little bitty piece wide enough for the little needle tip bottle to go. After you've done that, we're going to bring this back over, and I'm going to remove the paper backing. One more time. You want to do the front and the back for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's going to make sure that you have a nice, good cure because the UV resin will go directly through there. And then also it's going to make it easier for the next step. So you're just going to make sure you line it up really well. Like, this is the most important part. Well, one of the most important parts. You want to make sure that this is lined up very well so that you don't have any leakage when it comes time to put in your liquid. Now that this is all lined up, I'm going to just put this underneath my UV light to cure it. Okay, if you're going to put anything chunky that is not going to fit through a needle tip bottle, you need to do this before you put your second piece on top. You'll see here in a little bit that I forgot to do this initially, so I had to redo it. So I'm just going to put a few little lightning bolts in there. I'm going to go ahead and seal this top part by putting UV resin around the edge of it. Okay, so we're putting UV resin around the edge of this little 3D piece. Being careful not to overlap that little piece that we cut out, because if you UV resin that shut, it's hard to get it off or get it open again. Next, we're going to take our third piece, which is another 1/16 thickness acrylic. And we're going to carefully, if you put your fingerprints on the inside of this, it's going to stay there. So you want to only handle the edges. Then we're going to put this on top, and we're going to, again, make sure that it's lined up all the way around. And we're going to put this underneath our UV light. Okay, so we have put all 3 pieces of our acrylic on here. The next step is we're going to seal all of this side here. So we need to find where our hole is, which is right here, and we're just going to go around, get a little bit more UV resin. We're just going to go around the edge of it to get a nice good seal. Now you can do this a couple of different ways. You can do this so that, or all in one time, which is what I'm going to do here, or you can do this in pieces if it makes you more comfortable. I will say that if you're doing multiple of these at one time, I do suggest like a flash cure in between each one. Otherwise your UV resin is gonna slide off of the edges here. If you wait, if you do one without curing it, and then do another one and another one and another one and then cure them all at one time, I suggest doing like a flash cure or something to that effect. Where's my little hole at? Okay, I think I went over my hole, so I'm gonna have to make sure that that is open before I seal this, or we're gonna be in trouble with getting our little bottle in there. Okay. Now we're going to do a quick flash cure. Put it underneath the light. Let it cure for about 10 seconds, 15 seconds before putting it on the cardboard and putting it underneath the light. So here we are. I'm going to go ahead and put this underneath the light. And I'll come back for the next step. Okay, so we have now completely sealed this all the way around. Next step is that we're going to add our liquid. I am using these little fine tip needle bottles, and I am using Magic Flow from Two Moms Craft Shack. It's already pre-mixed, 100%. Ready to go. All you have to do is add it to your bottle, and that's it. Like, you don't have to mix any particular solution. You don't have to worry about having distilled water or anything else. It is a little bit thicker. Okay, so I've just put this little needle tip bottle in here, and I'm going to fill up the cloud with as much solution as you would like. Okay, then we're just going to take a little bit of UV resin, and we're going to fill up this hole. So we're just going to put a little bit of UV resin there, and we're going to immediately put it underneath our light. So we can get a good flash cure going again like we did last time for the edges, and then we'll finish curing it 100%. Okay, we have completely cured our hole closed, and we are left with a little shaker. Next step is to kind of run your X-Acto knife along the edges to get all of the overlap. I learned the hard way that if you don't do this, whenever you go to lay your vinyl down, it's not going to get a good flat surface to attach to, and it can look lumpy. So this to me is an important step. If you don't care about that, obviously you can disregard, but I think it just gives it a little bit more of a finished look whenever there's no lumps and whatnot in our vinyl. Okay, next step is we're going to add our vinyl to our badge reel. So this is just my normal certified black cloud file. It came with the cloud, but I altered it some and added my own wording and whatnot. So I'm going to reverse weed this inside part. It works a little bit better for me. Oops, that L was left. That's okay. I'll come back and add it. Okay. So then we're going to add it to our acrylic like we would any other badge reel. Sorry, I'm going to have to move this closer. Just like we would any other badge reel. And let me go ahead and put this L on there. Okay, after we've got that placed, we're going to take our UV resin and we're going to just resin it like we would any other badge reel. I like to do 2 coats. I like the domed look. I like to do 2 thin coats to help with overspill, but you may have overspill regardless of how careful you are. You're gonna hit this with your heat gun, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this underneath my light. Okay, we have now put 2 coats of UV resin on the front of this. We're going to turn it over and we're going to put the glitter on the back now. This is a personal preference for me. I like to put the glitter last. I mix my UV resin and my glitter to be a pretty thick mixture, so I don't really have to worry about runoff so much or overflow. But you find what's best for you. If you'd rather do the glitter first and then the top coat resin, you're welcome to do that. There's no right or wrong way necessarily. This is Why So Serious glitter from B&B Glitters. It's a really pretty black that has a silver sparkle. I am going to mix it, and there's not really, I can't tell you any specific ratio that I use. I can just show you kind of the consistency whenever I get it there. I know people have asked me many times, well, how much resin to how much glitter, and it depends on the resin, it depends on the glitter, it depends on what I'm doing with it. So I just kind of get it to the consistency that I want it to be and add glitter, a little bit of glitter until I'm happy with it. So this is kind of my consistency right now. I would say probably like, I don't even know how to describe this. It's not peanut butter thick, but it's not thin either, like jelly or something maybe. And I'm just going to put it on the back of my blank. Being careful around those corners especially. That's where you're going to have the most chance of overflow. So slow and steady here. I start in the middle and then work it out. And that's kind of one of my tips to help avoid over spill. Okay. So once we've got that all coated, I'm going to hit it with the heat gun. I'm gonna put it underneath my UV light. Okay, y'all, we're all done. So here we are with the reveal. We have our little lightning bolts floating around in there, certified black cloud. We're all sealed up, doesn't look like there's any leaks, and we're all done. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer them for you. And again, I will list all of my supplies that I used below in the description. Some of the items I may have a discount code for you. If I do, I will note that in the description as well. If not, I'm still going to link it because I love their products one way or the other, and whether I'm an affiliate or I can get you a discount code or not, I'm going to share with you the products that I love. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'll talk to y'all later, and let me know if you want to see anything else.